What up, nerds? It's Nerdstorm here, and these are the 7 levels of padding in the Sonic series. Level 1, Shadow the Hedgehog, the most padded out game in the series, bar none. If you don't know, the definition of padding is, quote, superfluous material in a book, speech, etc. introduced in order to reach a desired length. If there was a picture next to that definition, that picture would be the cover of 2005's Shadow the Hedgehog. Shadow has a choose your own adventure structure to it that allows for 326 different endings. And from what I've played, and I've been playing this game on and off for about a decade at this point, so keep that in mind, they aren't different enough from each other to warrant seeing all of them. To finish the game, you must get 10 of these endings, 2 variations of the villain, neutral hero, and true neutral endings. Each run takes about 45 minutes to an hour to complete, which sounds fine, but you gotta remember, each stage you gotta play at least twice, and this never felt right to me in terms of pacing. Not only are none of these levels even close to the highs of the previous games, you have shit on here like Lost Impact, The Doom, Cosmic Wall, just worse versions of Space Colony Arc levels from the previous games. At that point, just let me play Sonic Adventure 2 instead. And you also gotta play the opening level with stopless a total of 10 separate times to reach the end of the game, which is tedious, obviously. All that shit is basically invalidated because you get a last story option anyways, meaning only the last hour or so of this game is canon, if that. Overall, the game just feels like a waste of time to play. You can go either way with this one and number 2 though, but this one for me is level 1. Level 2. Sonic and the Secret Rings. Secret Rings is barely above Shadow in terms of padding, but it's somehow even more bizarre when it comes to its structure. It doesn't help that the first 1/8 of the game is just tutorials, but once you get to Sand Oasis, it's pretty clear that only 1 level per world actually matters. Specifically, only the get to the goal missions really matter here, and the boss fights, but those are a dime and a dozen. The other 90% of missions in this game are some sloppy ass time waster shit like don't break the pots, don't die, outrun this fairy, and those motherfucking dinosaur eggs in Dinosaur Jungle. It's unclear if all these levels are optional, so you end up having to do all of them just so you can fight a Flayla at the end. It also has this forced ass RPG system that makes Sonic slower at the beginning of the game, thus levels take longer and the game is less fun as a result. I mean, you can tell how padded out this game is just from the amount of times you have to hear 7 rings in hand in it. In terms of padding, you can go either way between Shadow and this, but I think Secret Rings has a little bit more to it, so it's gonna be in level 2. Level 3, Sonic Heroes. Heroes is far more digestible than the last 2 games, but has its fair share of pacing problems as well. There are some slight level differences between Team Sonic, Team Dark, Team Rose, and Team Chaotix, but if we're keeping it G, we're still playing the same 14 levels for 4 different campaigns. And the Chaotix objectives do way too much in the avenue of wasting my fucking time, because spending some 10 odd minutes just to blow out 60 torches is just a waste of runtime. All the main bosses need to be played 4 times each as well. I mean, how much Egg Albatross does one man need? And I almost forgot to mention the black sheep of the entire gaming experience, the bonus levels. You must first collect a key and keep that key until you get to the end of that level, and you can only do it for each second level of your campaign. The fact you can't just do it for any level is a huge red flag to begin with. And doing this for any other team besides Team Rose is a fucking crapshoot because Team Sonic, Team Dark, and Team KX all have levels that reach up to 20 minutes in length. And the bonus stages are even more unwieldy to control than the actual game. And if you get stuck to the ceiling, just give up. So you end up having to redo the entire full level you just played just to get a chance at nabbing that emerald again. Heroes is more straightforward with its padding, but it is a big sticking point in its legacy. Also, a bonus entry I want to put here is the Sonic Rivals games on PSP. They don't have the bonus stages or the wacky objectives of Heroes, but it's even more repetitive somehow. Because for Rivals 1, there are 4 separate campaigns, and unlike Heroes, they're all basically the same, apart from some character interactions. And after I started the second campaign, I was just save stating left and right every like 1 to 2 minutes, because I was already tired of the rubber banding from the AI at that point. And after all of that gameplay, there isn't even a final story section. The game just decides to end after you fight the final boss as Silver, and I was confused as fuck after I streamed this for the first time. Okay, alright. Final story? What? Can you do something? Was that it? Was that it? I would say Rivals 2 is better in every way from the first game, but one exception, the pacing. Because that part gets a whole lot worse here. There's not 4 stories in this game, there's not 5, there's not 6. There are 8 separate campaigns to play through, and they're all the same. Level layouts are the same, the boss fights are the same, the fighting rooms and the gathering rooms are exactly the same between each campaign. There's also no final story in this game, which makes all the content feel like a giant waste of time. There's no payoff to be had here. Though I will say I like Silver more as a character because of Sonic Rivals 2, it isn't worth all this nonsense. Level 4. Sonic 06. If you haven't figured it out by now, this list is not based on quality, because it sure is selling better than Heroes. But there's definitely more variety in terms of the campaigns compared to Heroes. Sure, everybody's got to cipher through this bullshit ass hub world. Every single character you get to play as in this game feels slow and stiff to control, besides Blaze. But the level layouts and mechanics of White Acropolis, Crisis City, and Wave Ocean feel substantially different from each other between campaigns to the point where it feels more organic to play through. I mean, it doesn't help that you're playing, Sonic 06. But hey, shit, I forgot to put forces somewhere. I mean, I guess it can go here. I mean, the custom character is just slower Sonic with half-baked gadgets, so whatever. And classic Sonic and Forces is classic Sonic and Forces. That's it. Level 5, Sonic Adventure 1 and Sonic Adventure 2. Now with level 5, I am choosing both Sonic Adventure games for this position. They both have pros and cons to each in terms of pacing. With Adventure 1, my problems start with the hub world, Station Square. It's pretty cool for its time to traverse around this 3D world and get power-ups and such, but to do this for 6 different campaigns feels like overcompensation. And this game was clearly supposed to be just Sonic stages because he has twice as many stages as every other character in the game. But Sega must have realized this was not enough for the Dreamcast, so they used some of Sonic's assets in his levels to make 5 different campaigns for 5 different characters. And they definitely range in quality. Gamma and Knuckles' levels are pretty fun, but a tad bit underdeveloped since we're still using Sonic's level geometry. But then you have obvious filler content like Amy's campaign. All levels plus the boss fight at the end take up about 45 minutes. And the big fishing levels are a cool break from the main action, but is it worth its own campaign? I don't think so. But Sonic Adventure 2 counterbalances this by making the levels longer for the sake of it. The Emerald radar for the treasure hunting characters is pure ass in this game. It only allows you to track one piece of the emerald at a time. So you get levels like Mad Space that take eons to finish because you forgot that one little emerald piece you already were close to because the Emerald radar did not detect it. And the Tails and Eggman levels are good, but either you're twice as slow compared to Gamma, or levels are twice as long compared to Gamma's. Because some of these stages go on a little bit too long for my liking. Mainly the Tails stages. All of this results in an influx of people nowadays saying that 2/3 of Sonic Adventure 2 is just filler. And they aren't wrong to think that. It's a pick your poison type situation. If you like fishing, pick SA1. If you like Bat Tits, pick SA2. As a bonus, you can throw in the first 2 Riders games in this category, because Team Babylon has some borrowed level designs compared to Team Sonic, especially in the first game, a little less so in the second though I think it's kinda weird how you only play as Knuckles and Storm once in the first game, and only a couple of times in Zero Gravity. So yeah, both adventure games and the first 2 Riders games in level 5. Free Riders can go in level 0 though. Fuck that shit. Level 6, Sonic Unleashed and Sonic Frontiers. Level 6 is going to be for games that are nearly pad free, but have one element that stops this. 2 games that represent this category best are Sonic Unleashed and Sonic Frontiers. I think these are pretty self-explanatory, but let me explain anyways. Sonic Frontiers sees you collecting the Chaos Emeralds multiple times over across 5 different worlds, leading to an epic boss fight at the end of each. So you gotta collect hella keys just to get 1 Chaos Emerald out of 7 for each of these worlds, and also the 4th world is only 20 minutes of platforming and nothing else. It's definitely a proof of concept through and through. Speaking of a proof of concept, Sonic Unleashed. Half of this game's levels are fast and pure Sonic levels, and the other half are slower Werehog levels. So if hack and slash games or brawlers aren't your thing, then just over half of Sonic Unleashed is not for you. Just like Sonic Adventure 2, it's like poetry, it rhymes. But even if you do update Werehog, you gotta worry about metal collecting to access newer levels, and replaying levels goes from a common occurrence to a requirement here. And having to get 120 summons to play Jungle Joy a day is disgusting. Just be ready for 5 to 6 minute boost levels and 10 to 20 minute Werehog levels. Oh yeah, and Eggman Land takes at least 30 minutes your first playthrough, so good luck. And level 7, everything else. Now level 7 is where you can play the whole game without having to worry about required collectibles or forced tacked on characters. Really the only games left that fit this bill are Sonic Colors, Sonic Generations, Sonic and the Black Knight, and Shadow Generations. Quick experiences that are focused on 1, maybe 2 different playstyles that last about 3 hours each. They may add some different spice to the gameplay like the Wisp in Colors or the Doom Powers in Shadow Generations, but they don't change the gameplay too much. Closest thing you get to padding these games is the challenge maps in Shadow Gens, but those are just shorter boost levels, so these are the most beginner friendly games in the series, excluding Black Knight, and are the reason this series is still going strong to this day. I will put most of the classic Sonic games here, excluding Sonic 1C because they hide their true endings behind bullshit collectibles, so level 6 you go. And that's it for the 7 levels of padding in the Sonic games. It's interesting to see how each game approaches this issue, because Sonic was once known for how much bullshit you can cram on a GameCube disc. I can only hope things get better from here, but I'll see y'all for the next one. Nerds, I'm storming out of here. Peace.